Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, heel faction? Welcome back to heel shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz. That's Draven Grimes. This is Minor Cordz. Hope everybody's having a good day. We just finished watching Night of Champions, so it was fresh in our mind. We're gonna give you our rundown of the show, our takes on it, and let's get it going. How you doing, Draven?
Why do you call me a minor?
Gotta be honest, that event was a little more than what I expected. Of course, I wasn't expecting too much,
Right.
but we'll get into it as we go along with the card.
All right. So, what was first up?
Match one, which was a shocker to me, was the World Heavyweight Championship Finals. AJ versus Seth.
Right.
So I noticed it early on, but I was hoping they would just get into a groove before, I said something to you. But they seemed a little bit out of gas.
Yeah, we were talking about that when we were messaging earlier. They both, I don't know if they were jet lagged or what, but when they came back into the ring from that first extended time out of the ring, they were both gassed.
Yeah, they were both gassed. And I'm not sure if the knee injury was legit or, if it was kayfabe.
I wouldn't
But
think
it played good into the story of the match with Seth not being able to hit the blackout the first couple of times. It almost seemed like he deliberately missed the blackout on that one thing to where, he basically stomped the fuck out of AJ's hand. You see that?
Yeah, his AJ's head was like flat on the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going ahead and stomping on it, he missed it like you would, but AJ's hand just happened to be there.
Yeah. So, a little messed up, but all in all, the match was beautifully put together. It was
Yeah.
executed well. Like you said, it might have just been some jet lag, or it might have been, the weather could have been a factor. Because I looked it up, it was like 97 in Jeddah, and the heat index was about another 10, 12 degrees. So,
Yeah.
It's a big number.
and I'm not sure about their air conditioning in that particular arena because I know it's one of the big ass outside dome shows
Right.
that they just close up. I mean, all in all, everybody called it. Everybody knew Steph was going to win.
Yeah. I think that
It's,
was the right call.
I do too, but
Thought it was a good
again,
match. Right call.
it's the fucking belt that's bothering me. It's like you said. It's like you said earlier in this week when we were talking about it. AJ's pretty much called it the third rated championship, and I'm starting to agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to Facebook and check out my take on there, my hot take. I think that this would be a good belt to use for Cena to get his 17th championship. It's not the top of the class. He wouldn't be the head of the company. He wouldn't be the guy, but it's still in that lineage. So he would get his 17th world title, and it not really mean much to the company.
Well, you better watch it. He might show up on booking shit here in the next few weeks. You never know.
You never know.
Mm.
All right, what do we got next?
What we got next? Next up was my piss break match,
I'm getting a
which
chair.
was Trish and Becky.
Well, you can sit here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it right off the rip because you beat me to it. I love the Kill Bill reference.
Yes.
Becky was tired. Like as you were sending that, I was typing out. I have an overwhelming urge to move my big toe.
Oh my god, same.
What's up? We got a little guest tonight. But yeah, the parts of the match I did catch flowed very well. You could tell it was very choreographed. Trish looks just as good now as she did in 04, 05. So, I mean, she's always looked great working, but she's always been one of those workers where her offense wasn't hard to take. It wasn't difficult to deal with. It shocked the hell out of me, the parts I did see. What were your takes on it?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't. I thought it was the worst match on the card. I don't. I don't know. I just didn't feel any energy. I didn't feel a lot out of Trish other than going through the motions. I don't think she looks as crisp as she did back then.
Well, again, she also worked in a time where, you know, the simple shit was the big shit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we've gotten accustomed to how women wrestle now, especially with Rhea, which we'll get to later on. But looking at it in the eyes of my 15-year-old self, she looks just as good now as she did then. And Becky needs to watch it. She's showing a little too much calf. She might get detained for a couple of days. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't do that, Becky.
Nope.
All in all, the match itself was good. The shock finish with Zoe Stark coming out didn't.
All right, let's go. What were you saying?
Let's start back with the Zoe Stark part.
The Zoe, you just started talking about Zoe Stark.
Yeah. The whole deal with Zoe Stark being a surprise debut, I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody did. Maybe they're going to transition Trish more into the mentor role. That way they can still have her on screen, but they can have Zoe start, you know, racking up some W's. But I don't think Trish should have gone over in this match. I think Becky should have went over to further build up the fact that she's this generation's next big, you know, superstar. But that's my thoughts. What do you think?
I don't know. Like I said, I was underwhelmed by the match. I didn't like the finish. I thought it was ridiculous for Becky to get beat by the grandma. It has. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it at all.
I got you. Understandable. But you finally got your debut as Zoe Stark. So what's your feeling on that?
Well, she debuted Monday. I think she had a match on Raw. But yeah, no. I mean, I've always liked her. So I like to see her in whatever capacity they get her on screen.
Fair enough. All right, next match was, I believe, and if it's not, we're going to talk about it anyway, Mustafa Ali versus Gunther, whatever you want to call it.
Gunther.
This match went exactly the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
Chops handed out like a motherfucker. I love the fact that they gave Ali some offense in that big false finish off the 450. Even I was like, oh shit, for a quick second.
Right.
But can we just talk about the call of the night? And I sent it to you after it was said. Ali was drop kicked by a Tyrannosaurus. That is the most accurate description I've ever heard in my life of that fucking drop kick.
Drop kicked by a Tyrannosaurus.
He got kicked by a Tyrannosaurus. But yeah.
When we get to the Oscar match, I'll tell you what my most ridiculous Coleism is that he said during that match. Go ahead.
I got you. But for the Ali Gunther match, I think it was the right call. It's not time for Gunther to lose that.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't the right person to lose it to. I think they really need to build up a good mid-card babyface that would look legitimately threatening to him. Honestly, I mean, who's on the roster right now that you feel would, you know, give him a good fucking run in order to lose the Intercontinental Championship?
I mean, he's been through Sheamus. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Ridge Holland. I don't know. It's got to be somebody that's going to be sizable. And I think you can overpower Gunther, like we were talking about earlier. I don't consider him a power guy. He might be big, but he's a technical guy. and the only like power thing he does is those chops. So I think you can overpower him with somebody like Ridge Holland, but I just don't know if he's got the skills or anything at this point. But no, I don't see a whole lot of people on that level unless you jump up into the Cody Rhodes level, you know.
Yeah, but then you're bringing those main event guys
Right, that's what I'm
down
saying.
mid card.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I think back, his time in NXT UK and just his time in NXT in general, I mean, they made Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and Isaac Dragunov like smaller fucking guys seem like legitimate threats to the point Pete Dunne did beat Walter for the UK Championship.
Right.
Isaac Dragunov beat Walter for his second and longest run of the UK Championship. So, I mean, it's not necessarily the stature and the size of the guy. It's who they make look the most legitimate. And right now, the guys I feel are the most legitimate aren't even on the roster.
Right.
Because you got Dragunov down in NXT working Dijakovic. Or Dijak, whatever his gimmick is at this point. You got Pete Dunne with that god awful Butch gimmick running with Sheamus and Ridge Holland, like you said before. I think it's going to take a UK guy to beat a UK guy.
I mean, yeah, but I would like to see. I would like to see a real feud like Gunther Damian Priest feud, or there's got to be somebody, or there's somebody on that roster that can beat him. I mean, Braun Strowman could potentially do it.
I don't think Strowman. Strowman's not even in my wheelhouse as far as somebody that's legitimate against Walter. Yeah, he's a big power guy, but I think he relies on that too much, and Walter can outwork that.
Yeah.
Damian Priest is a good bring up, but who would you switch to babyface? Because it doesn't make sense for two heels to work for the same title. Because if that's the case, 12 times out of 10, and I know my math because I'm a Scott Steiner fan, the champion's going to retain. So at some point, you would either have to turn Walter babyface, or you'd have to fucking switch Judgment Day babyface, which would turn Damian Priest babyface. Or Damian Priest would have to get kicked out of Judgment Day, which at this point, I don't ever see that happening. Because
I see the Judgment Day crumble before I see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean that's one of those things maybe down the road, but right now I don't see Damian even going for that title unless one of them turn babyface.
Right.
But I would love to see that. That'd be so fucking physical.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
So,
what do we got next?
What we got next? We got Bianca and Oscar for the Raw Women's Championship, which is on SmackDown.
I thought this was brilliant. I mean, I knew that I had called that all they needed to do was to get Belair past that record mark, and that it was up for grabs at that point. They had been booking Asuka too strong since the Royal Rumble for her to come up short that bad if there wasn't an extraneous reason. And I believe wholeheartedly that reason was the date mark to get to that record. And then it was I thought it was brilliant. Asuka had been coming out doing the mist thing, several times. What I anticipate is that, like they have done always in the past, she won't be successful with the mist this time, which will lead to the babyface winning. But I thought it was a good idea. They did pull that. She did miss with the mist, but then she spit it into her hands and rubbed it in her face when she had her up for the KOD, which I thought was pretty unique and pretty good use of that gimmick. But yeah, no, I'm glad Asuka's the champ. I think Belair has done enough as champ. She doesn't need the belt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm right there. I'm right there with you on everything you just said. I like the Muda reference with the spitting the mist into the hand. I kind of wish. I mean, this is just me nitpicking that the mist would fucking like been on her face a little bit more for the finish because she was still selling it outside the ring.
yeah,
Which why she couldn't sell her arm after a 3 count is fucking beyond me. Yes, I'm still on that shit from Backlash, but my major grievance of the outcome of this match is the fact that Asuka could not get her flowers at Mania. I think the way they, like you said, the way they built her up at the Rumble and the way they built her up from the Rumble to WrestleMania, that should have been where the fucking match should have changed up and Asuka should have won and she should have got her fucking WrestleMania moment.
yeah.
The fact, the black she got it at Blood Money in 10 or whatever the fuck we're going to call it. But all in all, it was the right call. It's time for Asuka to like go on that major run as a heel. That real Kana run that she used to do in Japan.
Yeah. And my colism for the day is, and he really was tickled with himself because he kept repeating it. But Asuka missed with the mist. She missed with the mist.
He was
Jesus
proud of
fucking
that.
Christ, Michael. She missed with the mist. Oh God.
Proud of that.
Next.
Well, the next match was Cody and Brock, but I don't want to touch that yet.
All right.
I want to go ahead and get this out of the way because I literally blinked and missed the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Rhea versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship on Raw.
I only have one to talk about.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna time it, but I'm pretty sure the entrances were longer than the fucking match itself.
I think so. And we were talking about it before. She's been on a squash pattern here. If her matches are going to be like that, I just don't want her on the pay-per-views.
No, and it's like I told you, like as soon as the match was over. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I was complaining on WIW this past week about Rhea not getting a match at the Saudi Arabia show. Not thinking it would possibly be something like that. By the way, Natalya, happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed your present from Rhea Ripley. But I don't...
Hey, I bet she enjoyed that bonus check for going, though.
Yeah, that bonus check. But... seeing that now, I would have been more content with her just not being on the card.
Yeah. We
Like I think it took more.
We wouldn't have had to see Dominic.
Do her fucking makeup than to do the fucking match.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still hold that Dominic needed to have his arms covered because he is way the girl in that relationship. That dude needed a full burqa on to be on the show. I don't know how they let him do it. I don't know how they let him do it.
I don't know. He had to get permission from Poppy. That's for sure. Buddy Matthews, motherfucker. That's such a lucky man. Can we just to talk about how lucky of a man Buddy Matthews is in his life to have been with Rhea and Alexa?
Yeah, no. If people have any concern what Dominic and Rhea are doing behind the scenes, compare the two gentlemen and see if anything's going on. Oh God, Buddy could. Shh, Buddy.
Buddy could have anybody he wants.
Move.
Hey, she was modeling the merchandise.
Oh Jesus.
All right.
No, Buddy could rip him in half. Yeah, no, that's.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's thought about ripping him in half a couple of times. Oh, so we're gonna move on, and I don't know if it was me, just because of the way I wanted this match to go, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to, or if it was the extreme, and I do mean extreme with a capital X, lack of fucking selling. It was Cody and Brock, round 2. Now, I have broken bones in my life.
Yeah, same.
You've been around for the most recent one with my neck. I've broken my leg. I've broken my shoulder, my arm, all that stuff.
Just restacking them.
I don't care what's on your body part that is protecting it. If you even knock a wall on accident, that shit hurts.
Oh yeah.
There's no amount of pain medication in the world that's ever going to stop that from hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a legit fracture in your forearm and you are bashing a motherfucker repeatedly, no, I'm not believing for 1 second that it's broken. We know it's not. We know it's gimmick.
Of course.
But for the general audience, I guarantee you, even some of them are going, there's no way. Anybody that's ever broken a body part will say that there's no way.
Well, to be fair, if we were in the real world, yeah, it would hurt Cody a shit ton. But if it was a titanium cast, it would have only taken one to knock out Lesnar. So, you know,
I mean,
you can look at it from both sides.
yeah, you're right. But I'm also thinking back, and this is the historian part in me. Did you ever see Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker work Hell in a Cell in 2002?
I should have. Why? What was the deal there?
The gimmick was Brock Lesnar broke The Undertaker's right hand, so he can't throw soup bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he came out in like the Cowboy Bob Orton kind of, cast all the way up into his fingers. Mm-hmm. And he kept it protected for about a good 4 or 5 minutes. And when he, forgot about it, hit Brock with a right hand, did she fall?
She's about to. I'm about to drop the atomic leg drop on her.
Make sure there's a thigh slap. But whenever he hit her, Jesus Christ. Whenever Taker hit Brock with the casted arm, he sold it like he re-broke his hand every time.
Right.
And I guess that was my mindset going into this. Maybe he took some pointers from that particular match. But like every time, he just fucking keep hitting and hitting and hitting, and there's no selling of the fact that it hurts, except for when he hit fucking Crossroads.
Y'all aren't letting me do that.
The only time that he ever sold the fact that his arm is quote unquote broke is when he hit Crossroads. And even then, it was like for a split second, and then he jumped back on.
Right.
And it just bothered the fuck out of me. If you're going to do the injury angle, do it all the way through.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was an unbelievable stretch of reality. The entire match was. I mean, he should have hurt his arm a hell of a lot more. It shouldn't have taken 13 fucking whacks to the head with a titanium cast to have Brock go down. Mm-hmm. If you get on a Kimura, it doesn't hurt your forearm. I mean, there's so much wrong with the whole gimmick of this match. I'm just wondering what the third match is going to be. It's going to have to be something that's not just a wrestling match, because they've already put Cody through more pain than anyone should be in pain for. Like, they've got to do something more than just a regular match.
I think it's down to two possibilities. They're either going to go the way of the classic finish of a feud and hit Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam, or, and this is just me looking into it probably a little too much, and Thump will probably agree that I'm looking into it too far. Since Cody did not tap, they would make it an I Quit match. But they just did an I Quit match last year at SummerSlam, and he lost to Roman.
Right.
So it's probably just going to run Hell in a Cell. You're probably going to keep Cody off TV for additionally maybe a month and a half. And then, bring him back and all that bullshit.
Yeah, maybe so.
But going back to your thing about the Kimura not hurting the forearm, even if it doesn't directly hurt the forearm, if you have a legitimate break, it don't matter which way your arm is torqued or whatever. As soon as a motherfucker's grabbing that son of a bitch and yanking on it somehow, some way.
Yeah, but you gotta.
I'm sorry, I'm tapping.
Oh, sure, no. But what I'm saying is, you gotta look at it through the course of the storyline, though. He hurt his arm with the keg, but it wasn't until they put the Kimura on and he did that fake ass little extra pop that they said it was broken. So he broke the forearm with the Kimura, is what the storyline is.
So if I remember correctly, what it said was if his arm wasn't broken before, it is now. They didn't even say anything about his forearm being broken until Friday when they did the press conference. So, and again, that's pulling, the Kimura breaking an arm, that's pulling back from like Triple H, Brock Lesnar 2012, 2013.
Right.
So, I mean, this whole storyline is, in my opinion, just pulling out of fucking past shit.
I was expecting Triple H to come out and stop the match, honestly, after their interaction on Friday
that's what
nights.
I called. That's what I was calling with that whole thing from Monday Night Raw last week.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what was said at the press conference. I didn't really watch it too much because I was at work. But the parts I saw, Triple H was very involved in every fucking thing. And it continued on even like at the first of the show when Hunter gave Seth the World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that was going to like keep flowing in with Triple H being more a part of this show. Obviously, I was all wrong. The match went how it should have.
Right.
I still say that match should have finished in fucking 5 minutes. Because legitimately, if your arm's fucking broken and a motherfucker's reaching on it, it don't matter if it's broken where he's reaching on it, you're going to tap. As soon as that fucking Kimura got blocked on and he should have fucking just yanked that bitch one good time, tap, done. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Well, you guys need to go back and watch this week's Weekend Wrestling WIW episode because I called the finish of this match exactly.
Hardy, hard. What do you want, a damn cookie?
I like my flowers.
I'll bring you a flower to the Orange Park Mall tomorrow when we are at the AMC 24 watching AEW Double or Nothing. How's that for you?
Come by and say hi to us. Well, you won't see this until afterwards, but I hope you came by and said hi to us.
You damn right. You damn right.
We're just going to the theater tomorrow night. All right, last match. Come on up here, Kitty. You watch this match with me. She was busy getting her herded.
No,
This was the goofiest match I've ever seen.
Do not talk
Good
like a hillbilly,
God,
please.
that southern twang.
It ain't real.
It's real.
I love it though.
Stop.
It's real. Okay.
So we got Roman Reigns and the recently unlast named Solo against KO and Sammy for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. I thought it was a fun match. I mean,
Wait, hold on.
All right.
Why did that guy start talking like in forced Arabic? He just like got up there. He got up there and started making like a whole politic speech. Like
Because he is legitimately Muslim, and that's the Muslim's native language.
Yeah, we know she's just being silly. Yeah, no, he was, but it definitely sounded like that speech was mad rehearsed. I guarantee you, he's not conversational in Arabic. Like he had to practice that shit.
Oh, I guarantee he's not.
it's forced.
And as of right now, Solo's last name is still Sokoa on WWE.com.
Yeah, but they haven't mentioned his last name in a couple of weeks.
I know. I'm
I
just
said he
saying.
got divorced.
It's like that old saying. It's not true until it's Facebook true.
Right.
It's not true until it's WWE.com true.
You're right, Kai.
But this match I was able to watch this match as a fan, like I did the tag team title match at Mania.
Right.
This match was
I loved it.
unbelievable.
The storytelling, the way Roman fucking heckled the fans, it was beautifully done.
Yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was great. I mean, if in case any of you guys were wondering, Roman's entrance was 5 minutes and 4 seconds.
We timed it.
Yes, we made an entire steak dinner while he was coming out to his fucking
You
match.
made a steak dinner. I was able to order a pizza from the other side of town, get it here, and had 2 slices before he finally got his grand entrance done.
I ate Chinese. I went to Walmart and got some hot Funyuns. They were super good.
Oh, those are so good.
Mhm.
But no, I guess the big story out of this is Jimmy.
Yeah,
Not
man.
necessarily the Usos in general, but Jimmy.
How silly
Is
does
it the two brothers, Jimmy and
Jay?
Yeah.
Jimmy and Jay.
How silly does Jay feel now? Dumping Sami Zayn for his brother, and now his brother doesn't like his cousin anymore. Like, come the fuck on. Jay is like in the middle, just being tugged every direction.
The one that was fighting with him?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and any family quarrel anybody's ever been in one can testify to this. There's only going to become so much you can deal with before you say, and I quote, "Fuck it."
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy's finally hit. I think Jimmy, storyline wise, Jimmy hit that
Jimmy hit rock bottom.
not this past Friday, but that Friday before where Roman was demeaning them,
Yep.
like in front of everyone.
And when they
At that
said
point,
they
Jimmy's
were
like,
going to be the ones
I'm
taking the championship match.
Yes. At that point, you just saw the look on Jimmy's face, like, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done with this.
He was planning something.
It was beautiful. It's beautiful. It's been beautifully written. I loved how Jimmy was like, "I'm doing something you should have done, and I'm gonna do it again," and kicked him again.
And I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do it one more time.
I don't
just for
care
you,
about
brother.
the Young Fuck fans. I don't care about the 205 fans. I don't care about the indie marks. The Usos have the best super kicks in this generation of professional wrestling,
Yeah,
Cold.
bar none.
man. The only
I
thing
thought that second one busted Roman's eardrum.
What I was really waiting for, and it would have been beautiful if it happened, is Jay's in the background, just can't believe it. Roman gets up and they hit him with the 1D, like off instinct. Like
Yeah.
Jay wouldn't have meant to do it, but he saw the guy coming. He's like, "Oh, what did I do?"
Oh, I kept opening and closing my mouth.
But I love how it's being written out. And
Oh,
and
yes.
at this point, you know we're gonna get Jimmy versus Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jimmy's
'cause that-
gonna die.
Because we got Money in the Bank, which is going to be the focal point of the 2 briefcases and a world title match. They're probably going to keep Roman off this coming up pay-per-view.
yeah,
And the following one will be SummerSlam. And I believe that's going to be in the same building that WrestleMania 23 was in. So that's a big fucking building for SummerSlam. If they don't get the football stadium, that is.
what city is it gonna be in?
It's going to be in Detroit.
Okay.
SummerSlam will.
Yeah, they'll probably have the Silver Dome.
Yeah, they'll probably have the stadium, but I'm just saying, even if it's the arena that they had 23 in, that's still a big damn arena. That's still about a 60,000 seat arena.
Mm.
But again, it was,
That's a big.
and I'm telling you, I still feel sorry for Solo because he's the one that got put in that predicament to where he's the one that has to count the lights. Maybe it should have been a DQ finish.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, we're not the ones that make the money to call that.
Well, I don't think a DQ finish would have been as nearly as destructive to the bloodline and the storyline that them losing because of them is.
Yeah, but if they did the deception in another way, like with the 1D, like you were saying, I think the DQ finish would have been a lot better and had the Usos walk out, like with all the fucking carnage in the ring.
Right.
But whoever produced this match, fucking bravo,
Yeah, man.
bravo.
It was really well produced, well Asianed,
It was.
and those are just 4 amazing performers.
Yeah.
So
Well, seven 7, you gotta include Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah.
Especially with Jay's acting of oh shit, like the entire time, to the point, he's kind of is breaking kayfabe, like screaming out for Joe. He's not even calling out for Roman's gimmick name.
Right, I heard that.
And then you got Heyman in the background going, oh fuck, just with his facial.
Heyman,
the man is a master of facial.
He has got the best expressions in the world. Like he hands down, he's the best ringside guy there is. Period.
Yeah, and they didn't really start emphasizing his facials until Brock did that return 2 years ago at SummerSlam. Like just that close up of Heyman's face and then the quick zoom out. It's just like, dude, I need to start watching Paul more. And ever since then, whether they do it or not, I'm watching Paul's face, waiting for a fucking reaction more than I am the action in the ring.
Yeah.
All in all, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it was a good match. I could have done without the Rhea match. I could have done without the the Becky and Trish match could have gone. I mean, but
yeah, we could have got another match to replace that if needed.
Yeah.
I still think the Lesnar Cody thing went too long. Wasn't produced as good as it could have been. But everything else was pretty good. Oh, one thing we didn't mention that we got to mention. Bianca needs to fix her weave before she goes to shows. Because you look ratchety as hell.
Ratchety.
Jesus Christ. But no, all in all, I enjoyed the show, minus the Becky part, and honestly, the Rhea part, that was more disappointing than anything. But like I said, I give the show a good 7 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to, well, you're probably going to get this on Monday or Tuesday. Really looking forward to Double or Nothing, which is going to be our tomorrow, your yesterday. Steiner math, guys. Steiner math. I graduated from the College of Steinerism. Good shit.
Absolutely. Hold on one second. I'm just looking for something.
Yes, sir. So, real quick, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and drop the merch.
Mm-hmm.
Get all of your heel shit apparel at heelshitshop.com. We got the hoodies, worn by my boy right there. We have the beanies that was worn by my boy's girl right there. You got hats, you got t-shirts, you got stickers. God damn, there's so much shit. New Thumpism shit coming out. We got the posters now. We got the t-shirts coming on, hoodies for that as well. And we got a couple of new things in the tunnel coming in the next, I want to say 3-4 weeks. Can't get an exact timeline on that yet. We're still trying to discuss that.
Also,
so get all
what I was looking for. We're going to go ahead and announce the winners of the merch contest.
I was about to segue into it after I said the following. Get all of your heel shit merchandise at heelshitshop.com.
Listen to them.
That's right.
All right. So, as you all know, we ran a merchandise contest that closed on the 15th. It was for two heel shit podcast t-shirts with the new logo on it. And we picked 2 winners. Jordan Millsap from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Cool.
And Taylor Ward from Pasadena, California. You both get 2 t-shirts. We've got your addresses already. You'll be getting those. And on next week's show, we will announce our contest for June.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, you two. Glad y'all are able to enter the contest. Glad y'all are good fans of ours. Looking forward to getting your shit out to you. And like you said, next Monday, we will be announcing the next giveaway. We have not quite figured out what we're going to be giving away next. But obviously, it's going to be some good shit. Obviously, it wasn't some bullshit on our behalf. These guys are legitimately getting their shirts. Guys, Taylor and what's his name?
Taylor and hell, I don't know. I closed it already.
Oh Jesus. Okay, guys, you two, the guys that won the contest.
Jordan, I think. I think it was
Jordan. Taylor and Jordan. Just let y'all guys know, our manufacturer does take about roughly 2 to 3 weeks to get your stuff out because everything is custom printed.
Yep.
So we will be getting y'all tracking numbers as well. Email to you guys. Dark has already got your shirt sizes, your address, and all that good stuff. So just be on the lookout for it. And I think that's about it for today, my guy.